Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bosch. The number of clean diesel models in North America will double by 2014. Bosch Clean Diesel. Good, clean, fun. Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems. Improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com. And by the 2013 Hyundai Sonata. Learn more at HyundaiSonata.com.
Hello and welcome to a brand new month of Autoline Dailies since today is October 1. I'm John McElroy and here's the news. You know, making cars ain't easy. Meeting safety standards, hitting fuel economy targets, delivering quality is an enormously difficult and expensive task. Tesla has come farther than most startups, but the EV builder is facing a cash squeeze. It wants to sell as many as 8 million shares to raise as much as $225 million. Meanwhile, it lowered its 2012 revenue target by $200 million and cut production of its Model S. The company blames suppliers. So far, Tesla has only built 255 of its Model S's. In related news, workers at an LG Chem battery plant in Holland, Michigan are on rolling furloughs. According to MLive, that's because of low sales of EVs. The plant is supposed to be making batteries for the Chevrolet Volt, but has not produced a single battery since its groundbreaking in 2010. And in other EV news, Nissan is now offering huge discounts for the Leaf in the U.S. in an effort to boost sales. Nissan is offering the Leaf for only $219 a month with $3,000 down for 32 months. That's down from $250 a month. At the end of August, the Leaf had a 114-day supply and only 4,200 of them have been sold. Nissan had hoped to sell around 20,000 Leafs in the U.S. this year. You know, if you want to know why the economy in Greece is teetering on the brink, here is a primo example. The Greek government is subsidizing the construction of a Formula One racetrack. The total price tag for the circuit is 95 million euros and the government's kicking in nearly 29 million. I don't get it. They're having riots in the streets because of financial irresponsibility on the part of the government, and now the government decides to go out and spend money on a track. The last thing the world needs is another F1 track. Hey, if you caught our live coverage of the Paris Auto Show, you saw Peugeot's concept car, the Onyx. But in case you didn't catch us live, take another look because this supercar was my favorite of the show. It's a hybrid, V8 powered, mid-engine supercar, but that's not what caught my eye. Instead, it's the combination of copper doors and fenders juxtaposed against a satin-finished carbon fiber body that makes this car so attractive. We have not seen this much bright work on a car since the end of the brass age nearly a century ago. Even though the copper panels are bright and shiny, Peugeot says the idea is to let them naturally turn green over time to acquire a historic patina and to show that this is a living vehicle. I doubt this car will ever go into production, but I hope it inspires the auto industry to use exterior materials in new and novel ways. And the Onyx will probably never go into production because Peugeot is in deep trouble. In fact, the entire European industry is in deep trouble. Most automakers are wailing that they're going to have to cut production capacity, but no one's doing anything. Analysts say that Europe needs to take out at least 5 million units of capacity. Think about it. That's about 20 assembly plants, 10 engine plants, 10 transmission plants, and at least 30 stamping plants, not to count a whole bunch of others. That translates into at least 115,000 workers. So far, almost none of these cuts have happened, and the industry is racking up billions in losses. In fact, every day that they postpone the day of reckoning, the more money they lose, the weaker they get, and the easier they're going to make it for the Chinese automakers to waltz in there later in this decade. Make no mistake about it, the day of reckoning is going to happen. Europe, we need you to be bold because you lose by waiting. Anyway, that's my Autoline insight. And coming up next, we're going to take a look at why the Dodge Charger got to be as good as it is.
Why?
Because plants need water to grow.
Because baseball's played in the summer. Oxygen and hydrogen. Because I forgot to get a receipt.
Why?
Why not?
Why?
Why don't you go ask your dad?
Do Sonata drivers know something you don't? The Sonata from Hyundai.
What has a big V8 engine under the hood, rear-wheel drive, and loads of interior and luggage space? Well, the answer is the traditional American sedan, and that is exactly what the Dodge Charger is. Chrysler stuck with this classic recipe when it introduced its brand new LX cars back in 2005, and they've only gotten better over the last 7 years. This thing is powered by a snarly 5.7-liter Hemi. It delivers 370 horsepower and 395 pound-feet of torque, so it's plenty quick. Fuel economy is 16 city, 25 highway, which is not bad at all considering how big this thing is. If efficiency is your top priority, you can always opt for an excellent 3.6-liter V6 engine that can be paired with a fancy new 8-speed transmission. It returns up to 31 mpg. As for the gearbox in our RT, it's just a 5-speed automatic, and it can be pretty harsh at times, jerking and jamming if you catch it off guard. But this is really my only complaint about the Charger. Everything else is pretty fantastic. The design is striking and the interior is top-notch. In fact, I like the cockpit more than the Lincoln MKS I was in a week or so ago. The days of chintzy Chrysler interiors are apparently over. Out on the road, this car feels right at home. It's quick, it's quiet, and it's comfortable. Base price for an 8-cylinder RT model is about $30,000. Our test example, though, has been optioned up to nearly 41 grand. Not cheap. Thankfully, though, the base model is considerably cheaper, starting at just about $26,000 bucks. And even at that price, you still get a whole lot of car. And what could be more American than that? Nailing it! Boom!
Boom, boom, boom.
Earlier in the show, I said it ain't easy building cars. Well, it ain't easy doing stand-ups either. And that's why Craig was so happy. He nailed that take. Hey, a programming note here. There will not be an Autoline After Hours this Thursday night, since both me and that auto extremist Peter DeLorenzo will be out traveling. But we will be back the week after this. Anyway, that wraps up today's report. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.